That is expensive. Question from Melicon. Is Persistent World multiplayer on a roadmap somewhere? Kind of. So, okay, if we're doing Persistent World multiplayer, we have to use that. What's the name of that server plugin? I forget.
Nurato, I think.
Naruto?
Naruto? Yep, something.
Isn't that like Goku? So the Dragon Ball Z plugin that makes you web service, we would have to use that plugin and learn how to use it well. And that's its own like API and all the rest of it. And I know GD Quest has this very impressive demo where they actually use it and show you the code and you can get one started. Persistent World Multiplayer, we'd have to have a server working properly, we'd have to look into it. I love Persistent World Multiplayers, as you know, because you played them with me. But that's quite the learning curve. Like, that's not a beginner course. That's, I don't even know that I would call that intermediate. We're now getting into the advanced level.
I've got something to add to that. So I have in the past, I play Minecraft on occasion, especially with the children. They love it. And a few months ago, maybe even a year ago, I tried to set up a Minecraft server so that they had a persistent world to play in. And one of the issues was it kept crashing. So suddenly I found myself being a server admin and not really enjoying the game because it would go down at odd times for odd reasons. And it might have been a plugin I had installed or something along these lines. But suddenly you're doing a server admin job as well as programming a game, as well as all of this other stuff in your game. Now don't get me wrong, as Jan will mention, that you need to have your game multiplayer ready right from the very beginning. It's not something you can later on decide that you want to make multiplayer, because you're going to have a lot of recoding to do if you did go down that approach.
Oh, you have to redesign the entire thing from scratch. I mean, just little things like getting horns to work in God of Getaway over a network just changes everything. Yeah, you can't just change your mind and say, let's do multiplayer. I'll just drop multiplayer into it.
Yeah, it's very technical very quickly. It's you hit a learning curve very hard and steep quickly.
You need remote procedural calls. You're right. But it's the kind of thing where, I mean, the first time I was making the prototype and I put the siren in the game.
Yes.
And I forgot, no, this is a network game. You can't just play a sound. Like, that doesn't work for everyone else.
You have to tell
siren
all clients to play.
is a critical gameplay element.
Yeah.
Like, you can't arrest somebody if your siren's off. But if I don't know your siren's on, then we can't play the game. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff. I would love to make, well, I'd love to make a Persistent World multiplayer game. I don't even mean something like Minecraft or anything like that. Like, I don't know, a generation ship, right? Just as a world, and you put RPG in there or something. I don't know, a shopkeeping game, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
The problem we've got is that in order to build up the expertise to do that, the expertise to teach it and get it started, are we taking other courses away from people? And I don't mean like, is it worth us doing financially, because I just charge more money for it, right? Anything that specific and involved and all the rest of it is an extra $5, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of people who want content who won't get to that point. So it's challenging with just the two of us making these courses, finding not just what's the fun thing to play, which is everything for us. I can't say everything and then add to it. Well, it's a huge thing for us.
Yeah. It comes
also
first.
What's accessible, what's useful for people.